Hello and welcome to the National Guild Members Benefit webinar. I'm Heather Eichmeyer, Director of Marketing and Communications at the National Guild. And I'm joined today by Ariana Schreier, our Member Engagement Coordinator, as well as James Horton, who will be on the call today helping us respond to many of your questions. I'm so glad that you could all join us today. During the webinar, you'll learn about how to maximize your Guild affiliation and also how to share the benefits of membership with your entire team. Today's webinar will be 1 hour in length, and a recording will be posted online on Friday, February 28th. So a few of our goals today are, one, to just help you gain a better understanding of our programs, services, our regional chapters, and our interest groups. We also are going to spend some time taking you through our website to show you how to take full advantage of our online resources and our networking tools. And then mostly throughout the webinar today, we're going to spend a lot of time answering your questions about both membership and the Guild. We will pause intermittently if you have any questions, and we'll also leave plenty of time at the end for further Q&A. Just a couple of notes, your lines will be muted during the webinar, so if you do have a question, you can type it into the question box in the toolbox in the upper right-hand corner or column of your screen. And James will be responding to those both in writing and will be answering questions, as I said, throughout. We may not be able to answer all of the questions in our hour together, so at the end of the webinar, we will provide you with our contact information so that you can follow up with us directly. So without further ado, a little bit about the National Guild. Some of you may remember that the Guild changed its name in 2010. We used to be the National Guild of Community Schools of the Arts, and we changed our name to the National Guild for Community Arts Education, which was a significant change for a number of reasons. We realized certainly that our membership was much more diverse than just schools of the arts, and Ari and I are going to talk to you a little bit about the diversity and scope of our current membership in just a moment. But we also realized that in addition to being an association and being here to serve our members and build your capacity, we also work to advance the field. So the Guild actually developed out of the settlement house movement. We were founded in 1937. And our current mission is to support and advance access to lifelong learning opportunities in the arts. Our members really do provide arts learning experiences throughout the lifetime. And we foster, as the National Guild, we foster the creation and development of community arts education organizations and programs. And we do that by providing research and information resources, professional development, networking opportunities, funding, and advocacy on behalf of the field. Our aim is really to help nonprofit arts education providers become stronger and more sustainable so that more people have access to arts education opportunities throughout their lifespan. We are the sole national service organization for community arts education providers. So Ari is going to share some information on exactly who those providers are.
Great. Thank you, Heather, and hello, everyone. While the majority of our members focus on providing participatory arts learning opportunities during out-of-school time or at community-based facilities, many also partner with schools and other community agencies to increase access. By high-quality arts instruction, we mean programs that are taught by professional faculty and teaching artists and that respond to the interests and needs of the communities that they serve. While many students from Guild member institutions will or have gone on to professional careers in the arts, the main goal of these organizations is to engender a lifelong love and participation in the arts. Guild membership is primarily an organizational membership. We currently have more than 435 organizational members in urban, suburban, and rural communities throughout the U.S. These organizations range in type from community art schools to arts and cultural centers such as the Segerstrom Center for the Arts in Costa Mesa, California, to youth theaters, ballets, or orchestras such as the Las Vegas Youth Orchestra in Las Vegas, Nevada, to arts education divisions of performing arts companies such as Hubbard Street Dance in Chicago, Illinois, to colleges and universities, museums, and government agencies such as the Department of Cultural Affairs for the City of Los Angeles, to parks and recreational departments and other organizations. Our membership is also multidisciplinary, offering instruction in music, dance, theater, media arts, visual arts, and literary arts.
Great. And so we're going to spend a lot of time today kind of talking about many of the nuts and bolts of membership, the actual resources that you can access and that your entire team can access. But we really do think of the Guild as a learning community. We work together, both the providers, the arts education providers within the Guild and the stakeholders, to share knowledge, resources, and strategies. And we see the diversity and the scope of the Guild's network as a great asset. There is enormous potential for the cross-fertilization of ideas that can happen, both between different organizational types, as well as organizations that are offering a variety of programs and disciplines, and we see that all the time. While the Guild has a national office in New York City, we really think of the Guild as its membership. So our members not only support each other, but are really part of a national movement to ensure equitable access to arts education, and it's their collective work and leadership and knowledge that is helping to advance the field. So Art and I would like to start by just kind of taking you through the website. And the website was also redesigned in 2010 with the purpose of it being a dynamic resource tool, not only for Guild members, but also for parents, funders, stakeholders, and the broader arts education field. So, Ari, let's go to the home page now of the website. The content on the website is updated daily, and as we take you through a tour of the site and our online resources, you'll see that once you log in as a member, you unlock a host of additional resources and tools and functionalities that is not accessible to non-members. You'll also notice that there are many, many opportunities on the site to showcase your organization, as well as to learn what's going on in the field at large and the Guild. So Ari, can you kind of give us a lay of the land of what we're looking at here right now on the home page?
Sure. So first I'm going to draw your attention to this left-hand sidebar. Your first stop when you come to our website, this is our home page, is you're going to see our program update. So this is a list of the major programs that are coming up next. You see that today's webinar is on here, so is the application deadline for our Community Arts Education Leadership Institute and other upcoming webinars. If you want a more in-depth look at what's coming up more broadly at the Guild, you can just go right above that. You'll see news and events links, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on Guild Events. So in this section of the website, you'll see that we have a calendar on the right-hand side, and any date here that has a red box over it, that means that there's an event happening that day. So you can see, if I scroll over here, you'll see that we have the Kelly Applicant Orientation webinar coming up on March 5th. We have Assessing Program Profitability on March 12th. And then we have some chapter meetings coming up, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. If you click on the date, I'll go ahead and click on today. You'll see that we have this member benefits webinar now, and then a Get to Know the Guild webinar for prospective members a little bit later. Also in this section of the site, we have news. So I'm going to go ahead and click there on the left-hand sidebar. And this section is divided up into 3 areas. We have Guild News, Member News, and Field News. In Guild News, it has all of the latest program updates, advocacy updates, things happening here at the Guild. In Field News, we have things happening more broadly across the field. We'll have updates from the National Endowment for the Arts, from the National Art Standards drafts that have been being drafted over the last couple of years, and other upcoming webinars that we feel our partners and other leaders in the field are offering that we feel are vital to our members. Then in the center area, we have member news. And that's just one of the many opportunities we'll talk about for you guys to gain some national visibility through your membership with the Guild. You submit member news by emailing editor@nationalguild.org. We'll show you a little later where there's more in-depth information about how to submit this. And what we're looking for here is we're looking for news that is nationally relevant and also news that our members can learn from. Remember, this is going out to everyone, all of our members across the country. So we want to hear about leadership changes at your organization. We want to hear about major grants you've received. We want to hear about exemplary programs that you're offering. And it's always great if you can include a dynamic photo with that of your students actively engaged in creating art. When we post something in this member news section of our website, we also post it in our e-bulletin, which goes out every other week to our entire membership. And we also post it on Facebook and Twitter. You can see up here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen are little buttons that it says Connect with Us. Those are buttons that will lead you to all of our different social media platforms, and that Connect with Us section of the site appears across every single page on the website to make it easy for you to find us on all areas of the web. You can also subscribe here to our RSS feed so that you can get the Guild news, member news, field news, and events directly into your inbox. Not only are there opportunities for you to submit photos and news to the site, but you also have the opportunity to post job openings at your organization. And of course, if you're in the market to find a job, this is a benefit of membership for you to be able to do this for free. Non-members have to pay a $50 fee to do that. And you get to our job board by going up to this top navigation and clicking Job Board. It's on the right-hand side. So here we post only administrative jobs. We don't post faculty or teaching artist positions. And you'll see that we have job openings here across the country. You can submit those by emailing me directly, and we'll pull up that contact information at the end of the webinar.
Great. I don't see any questions currently that have come in. For those of you who may have joined us a little late, your lines are muted, so if you do have a question throughout our presentation, you can actually type that question into the question box on the right-hand column of your screen. And then James Horton, our program director, is standing by to help us answer some of those questions. And we'll be also answering questions at the end of today's webinar as well. So let's move on and talk specifically. We're going to give you sort of an overview of some of our programs and services, and then dive into the nitty-gritty of how you can use some of our online tools. So let's scroll up to the top so people can kind of follow how we get to where the programs are. So at the top of your screen, that top level navigation bar, you just click on Programs. That's going to take you to this landing page. And we think of our programs kind of in several buckets, so to speak. You'll see there in the center of the page, there's a link to some of our key initiatives. Those include arts and education, creative youth development, creative aging, and others. And that'll give you kind of an overview. But we're going to dig into some of these other buckets here on the page. And those, we really think of our programs and services as falling into areas of professional development, publications and information resources, advocacy, grant making, and networking. And so to piggyback on what I was talking about earlier in terms of thinking about the Guild as a learning community, we certainly work to support the membership and to represent the membership nationally. And we work to do that through also national coalitions. We work with the Arts Education Partnership, the President's Committee on the Arts and Humanities, for example. We also partner with funders such as the NEA, the Wallace Foundation, and many others. If you click on from that, let's take it back one step. So on the advocacy landing page, we have a resources section, which if you were to click there, you could access various websites and resources to help you make the case for arts education and to help ensure equitable access to arts education. We also have this section on latest updates, and this is sort of some of the action items most current to the Guild. And for one of those, most recently, the Guild worked in partnership with 12 other national arts education organizations to release a shared endeavor, Arts Education for America's Students. And this is a joint statement that was is calling on policymakers and the public to ensure arts education for all students, and is an example of a tool, an advocacy tool that you and your organization can use to prompt dialogue with local leaders about the importance of arts education. And so, you know, certainly anytime we update this section, that's included in our member e-bulletin, and we'll have some more information on that as well. And going back to the program page, the other area that many of our programs and services fall into is the area of professional development. One of our largest events of the year, which is held annually, is our Conference for Community Arts Education. This year, the conference will be held in Los Angeles in November 19th through 22nd. And the conference draws more than 600 arts education leaders. These are executive directors, staff, trustees, and teaching artists from more than 250 organizations across the country who all share a common commitment to advancing access to lifelong learning opportunities in the arts. We will be announcing a call for session proposals in late March or early April, and members always receive a significant discount on registering for the conference. So, so that's the conference. You can also get to the conference information quickly. It's sort of a separate section of our website up at the top level navigation of the site. So if you just want to get to the conference information or understand sort of what the conference is all about, you can also click on that quick link right at the top. Another signature professional development program that we offer and is our Community Arts Education Leadership Institute, which is referred to as CALE. CALE is now in its 5th year, and this is a 7-month leadership development program through which both current and aspiring leaders can advance their skills by working with top leadership trainers from across the country. It includes a 5-day seminar at Bryn Mawr College, a 360-degree review process, and follow-up coaching. It's very highly rated. It's also fairly competitive, so to keep the learning experience optimal, we do limit it to 25 individuals who are accepted through an application process. We are currently accepting applications to CALE, and you can learn more through by clicking on that link. And the application deadline is April 9th. So for any of you that may be interested or have staff members that might be interested in that opportunity, I encourage you to take a look. Because we also serve so many members, and we realize that you're all across the country, over the past several years, we've also really begun to focus on offering members distance learning opportunities and have developed a series of webinars that are available. Some are available to both members and non-members. Some are exclusive to members. So Ari, let's talk us through sort of, what some of our webinar opportunities have been.
Sure. So the first thing to know about our webinars is that after we present a webinar live, we take the recording and we post it on our website, and we make all of those webinars available to our members. So those are available. Here you see the link Access Webinar Archive. If you click on that link, you'll see a listing of all of these webinars. So the ones at the top are available to both members and non-members. That includes More Than the Sum of Its Parts, Collaboration and Sustainability in Arts Education, Something to Say, Success Principles for After-School Arts Programs from Urban Youth and Other Experts, and our last Member Benefits webinar. Then if you scroll down to the bottom, you see that we also have some webinars here that are only available to our members. That includes the National Arts and Humanities Youth Program Awards Application Orientation, Teaching Artists, Independent Contractors, or Employees, and our Creative Aging webinar series. So now I'm going to take us back to the page that we were just on, the webinar landing page, and here's where you'll find our upcoming webinars. So you'll see that we have the webinar that we're on right now listed, the one happening later today, and then we have the CALE Applicant Orientation webinar, which is happening on March 5th, and then we have our next webinar, which is on the very sexy topic of assessing program profitability, or lack thereof. So then, Heather, do you want to show them our publications and information resources?
Sure. So the website is many of our publications and resources focus on our best practices guides or research reports. Some of these publications are available to download for free. Examples include our Engaging Adolescence Guidebook, many of our materials on how to partner, exemplary partnerships between community arts education organizations and public schools. And then others are available for purchase. And those resources that are for purchase, as members, you definitely get a significant discount on those purchases. One of the items that is available for purchase is our benchmarking data report. Now, every 2 years, the Guild surveys its member organizations, and we publish a national benchmarking data report with critical information on things like staff and faculty compensation, pricing information, income and expense ratios. If your organization participated in the benchmarking survey, that report is available to your organization for free. Otherwise, there is a cost, and again, it's a discounted cost for member organizations. But I know many of you are in sort of the budgeting part of your year, and I draw your attention to that because it is a wonderful resource for benchmarking and for setting goals for your organization for the coming years. In addition to our research reports, best practices guides, one of our signature benefits of Guild membership is our online resource center, and I'm going to wait to go into that in a minute once we log into the site to show you that in a little bit more detail. We have an archive of videos from our past conferences. These are both our plenary sessions as well as some of our breakout sessions, and members can access that video archive here. And then in addition to those resources, we offer members a quarterly newsletter, which is called Guild Notes. Many of you probably are getting that in your mailbox 4 times a year, and it's also an early release edition of Guild Notes is made available to members as well electronically. And then finally, as already mentioned, we have our twice-monthly member e-bulletin, which is more timely information on things like grants and job opportunities and news from the field, as well as recent resources and publications. So that's publications and information resources. I guess our sort of last bucket of programs and services that we wanted to kind of give you an overview of are networking resources. And Ari,
great.
Yeah.
So in addition to providing these programs and resources to your staff, we work throughout the year to connect you with our members, to connect our members to each other, to discuss common issues and find solutions together. So one of the ways that we do that is through these regional chapters. So the Guild has 10 of these chapters throughout the country, and they're led by volunteer leaders within the membership. They convene in those regions by phone and in-person meetings, and each chapter also meets during the conference. So if you're interested in getting involved with what's going on locally through the Guild, you can just click on that More button, and there you'll find a listing of all of the chapter officers in your area, and they're who you want to get in touch with to make sure that you're connected and getting involved. You'll also receive email invitations to any chapter event that happens in your region. We also have interest groups. So in addition to convening members by region and discipline, the Guild fosters dialogue and exchange through member-driven interest groups. Examples include our Collegiate Divisional Interest Group and our Creative Youth Development Interest Group. We also have an emerging group of arts and education providers. And that works very similarly to our chapters. If you click on that More button under interest groups, you'll find the leadership who's currently running those, and you'll get in contact with them to make sure that you are involved if you fit into any of the categories where there currently is an interest group. If you don't, and you would be interested in leading a group to dive into an area that's not already covered, you can go ahead and contact me. So So, and of course, if you have a burning question and you haven't been able to find the information you need through any of the resources or networking opportunities we've already mentioned, you are more than welcome to give us a call, and we'll either work to answer your question ourselves or we'll connect you with a member with the expertise in that area, and that's our peer advisory service.
Great, thanks, Ari. And in addition to the chapters and interest groups, and certainly, we're connecting with the national office. We host a variety of national meetings. Certainly one is our conference, which offers many opportunities for networking and exchange. But just to give you an example of another type of networking opportunity that often arises, this March, we are partnering currently with the President's Council on the Arts and the Humanities and the Massachusetts Cultural Council to present a national summit on creative youth development in Boston. And the summit will convene leaders from across the nation working on the intersection of arts, cultural, and youth development with the purpose of sort of celebrating the field, but really to document the impact of the work and also chart a policy and advocacy agenda for the next decade. And that summit actually grew out of, in large part, our creative youth development interest groups. So these are active, dynamic groups that are really function as working groups to help move work forward, as well as to inform the Guild's programs and services and initiatives. And so I can't encourage you enough to get involved with your chapter or your interest group, and if you're interested in kind of rolling up your sleeves a little bit more and playing an active role in one of those groups. So before we continue, James, any questions? Do you have any questions?
No questions yet, Heather.
Okay. So again, if you do have a question, I know we're gonna, we're giving you a lot of information here. If you do have any questions on any of these aspects of your membership, again, please do type your questions into the question box on the right-hand column of your screen, and we will be stopping throughout to answer those questions. So many of the resources that we just showed you, some are available to members, some are not. But as we mentioned at the top of the webinar, by logging into the site, you can unlock a host of additional members-only resources. So, Ari, let's show folks how to log in.
Great. So you're going to click this orange member login tab on the right-hand side of your screen, and you're going to type in your information, starting with your email address. This is not my email address. When I log into the site, it gets very complicated because I edit it. Lindsay Cosgrove has been kind enough to lend me her login for today. So you log in and it unlocks tons and tons of members-only benefits. The first we're going to show you is our member directory. So I'm clicking the top navigation next to programs for member directory. So the member directory enables our members to connect in a number of ways, by location, discipline, budget size, etc. There's a public view of the member directory so that it can be used by funders and individuals and communities across the country who are looking for arts programs in their area. However, when you are logged in as a member, enhanced features are unlocked. As a member, you can search by budget size. You can also see the contact information for the primary contact at all of our member organizations. And you can download a custom list directly to your desktop. So I'm going to search for theater organizations, and I'm interested in finding theater organizations in my regional chapter, and I'm just going to say that I'm in the Northeast. So I just select theater, I select Northeast, and then I click search. And all of the Guild member organizations that fall within these two categories are going to appear here on a list. If I were to click on any of these names, I could see all of their information, the description, their budget size, their contact information. There are 19 total organizations that fit both of those categories that are members of the Guild. And I want to now download that to my desktop. So I can choose between an Excel file or a CSV file. Click download, and then I'm just going to have a little file on my desktop that I can use to connect with these organizations.
Great. And I should just mention, too, that when you log in, when you join the Guild, we don't limit who from your organization can receive benefits of Guild membership. So once you just let us know if it's which staff members or trustees or whomever you'd like at your organization to be able to access their online resources. Each individual will get their unique username and password to log in to access all of these tools that we're about to show you.
We should also mention that these benefits are specifically for our full and education affiliates. This is a little bit different than our individual and business affiliate level membership.
Great. So another sort of fantastic networking opportunity that we offer online is through our member forum. You can access the member forum again from that top level navigation. So it's right there at the top in that gray bar. If you click on forum, if you're already logged into the website, it's going to take you to this page. If you were to click on that and weren't logged in, it will just prompt you to log in with your username and password. And the member forum really took the place of what used to be our listserv. And the forum is a web-based discussion forum that enables your staff, trustees, your faculty, and teaching artists to ask questions, share information and advice, and connect with peers across the country. And everything is stored here on the web. So if you ever need to go back to a former conversation or search something, we'll show you how to do that, but it all is here in one place. Here in the center of the screen, you'll see some of the most recent, what we call topic threads. These are subjects that, this is completely member-driven, and these are some of the topics that people have asked questions about or have asked their peers for advice on. You can click on any of these threads and reply to the question or the topic. Go ahead and open up one, Ari, so we can kind of just see what one looks like there. So someone was asking about music therapy, and then you would just hit reply, and you could reply to that topic and contribute your voice. And if you want to create a new topic thread, you simply click. Let's go back one. You just would click on the link New Thread, and it looks very similar to creating an email. You'd choose a subject, you'd write in the post box, and there's some basic formatting tools there, and you'd hit OK, and that would be posted. Now, every member of the Guild, every individual who's receiving benefits, is subscribed to this forum. You also should be receiving email notifications of new posts. So when someone posts something new to the forum or replies to a conversation, in your inbox you should be getting a sort of a preview of that post, and you can click on the link on that email and it'll take you back to this site. You can't reply through your email, so you do need to go back to the site through the link in your email and reply directly through the web forum. If you're not, there is an option to opt out of getting the email notifications. If you've accidentally opted out and you want to opt back in, you can do that right through the forum as well. And like I said, if you see a topic go through, it may not be something that's immediately relevant to you at that point in your year, your organization's development, but then it becomes relevant and you want to go back and see what was said about it. So in the search bar here, you can search for topics by keyword. And just to build off of our recent webinar on teaching artists and whether they should be classified as independent contractors or employees, that webinar actually grew out of, or it was sort of in response to a conversation that was started here on the forum. And so the Guild staff, we monitor the forum all of the time and often use it as a tool to help us inform our programs and services. And so there you see that threaded conversation. Any questions so far on our networking tools or the forum or the directory in particular?
No questions have come in yet.
Okay. Another signature online tool that we offer members only is our Community Arts Education Resource Center. And again, you can get to the Resource Center directly through that top-level navigation bar. You just click on Resource Center. And non-members can actually preview the Resource Center, but they can't read the materials or actually download the tools. So as a member, you have exclusive access to the Resource Center. And the Resource Center was developed over many years and is a comprehensive library of resources and tools that is specifically designed for staff, trustees, and faculty at community arts education organizations. All of the materials you're going to find in here are peer-reviewed, and the site is dynamic. So we update the site continuously throughout the year. You'll see that it's organized in a couple of ways. We organize it by topic. So, for example, you can search for information on marketing, or fundraising, or evaluation and assessment, et cetera. And it's also organized by the tools themselves, and we'll show you that in a minute. So let's, just as an example, let's click. Let's click on Finance and Operations, Ari, as a topic. So each topic area is sort of divided into chapters, so to speak, and you'll see that one of the areas under Finance and Operations is Emergency Preparedness. Let's click on that link. And once you're at that section, there's going to be some narrative here, some information on what your organization can do, in this case, to plan for emergencies and develop a communication plan. And then at the bottom of each of those sections is actually a list of specific tools, and these range from websites, some are templates and sample documents, links to other resources, just a host of these. Some are videos. So the icons there on the right will indicate the type of resource it is. And then you can go ahead and click on these. So it's sort of one-stop shopping. Some of the material throughout the site is original material, and some is material that we curated, but the idea is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, that we have done some of the legwork for you. We're also always open to hearing about new resources. So if you're browsing the site or using the site and you know of a really fantastic resources that you're not seeing up there, or you have something from your own organization that you think other members could benefit from, please let us know, and we would love to take a look at that and possibly add it to the site. If you were specifically coming to the Resource Center looking for just the tools, at the top there, next to topics, you can actually click on Toolbox, and it's organized by the same topic areas. And let's go back into Finance and Operations there, and you'll see those chapters again, and you can click on Emergency Preparedness, and that's just a sort of a streamlined way of getting at those tools and resources. So if you can't find a resource, certainly let us know, and we're always happy to help you find it. Any questions on the Resource Center before we move on?
Not yet.
Okay, Ari, let's look at the Member Center.
Great. So we know that we've given you a lot of information here today. There are a whole lot of benefits of membership to wrap your head around. So what we've done is we've put it all in one place in our Member Center. So it's all the information we've just gone over and a little bit more. You can see on this left-hand navigation, it's got all of the buckets we've talked about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into increased visibility. So I mentioned earlier the opportunities to be featured in the news section of our website, on our e-bulletin, social media. We're also always looking for dynamic photos from our members to put in our publications and in our brochures. So here you'll see information on how you can go about getting featured in those publications. There are guidelines for all of that. You can also download the Guild logo. It's a great way to signal to your community that you are dedicated to increasing access to arts education. You can also put it on your website. and we can send you a member decal, which is a little decal that you can put on your door, on your window of your building, even on your car to signal your affiliation with the Guild. I'm also going to take you over here again on this left-hand navigation to information, resources, and publications, because here's where you can download all of that great archived material for all of the different kinds of webinars and conference videos and publications that we've released over the last few years. You can read the latest member e-bulletin. You can also download back issues. You can access the Resource Center through here. You can read the current issue of Guild Notes and also download back issues dating back years. You can also, this is another way in to our webinar archive and our benchmarking data report and some of the resources that our interest groups have developed over the years. So again, a lot of this exists elsewhere on the site, but if you're having trouble finding something, your first stop should be the Member Center. It will direct you wherever it is that you need to go.
Great. And if you really do have a question, or you need even if you just need another run through of the site, or have questions about how to access any of the benefits that we've talked about today, we have a very knowledgeable staff, and we really are here to help you. So please call us, email us, let us know what's on your mind. As I said earlier, one of the most valuable benefits of membership that we've heard back through multiple surveys of our members is the benefit of just pure connection and networking. And so if you are looking to pilot a program or starting a capital campaign, et cetera, and you want to reach out to other members within the network who have been there before, or that you feel could connect you to additional resources, but you don't know where to start, please feel free to call us. And we know our members well, and can usually connect you with a few other organizations that can really help advise you. So I can't encourage that enough. And before we open it up to questions generally, I just wanted to emphasize a couple of upcoming opportunities in March. As we mentioned, we are currently accepting applications for our Leadership Institute, which is CALI. And on Wednesday, March 5th, we will be holding an applicant orientation webinar from 1 to 2. And that is completely free to attend. And so if you or someone else on your staff is considering applying to CALI, I encourage you to join us for that webinar. And then on March 12th, we are presenting the webinar on assessing program profitability, and that will be presented in partnership with the Nonprofit Finance Fund. They presented that session on the topic at one of our past conferences, and was met with rave reviews, and is very helpful and not at all intimidating. So I encourage you to join us for that as well. There is a small fee to participate in that webinar. It's $35 for members and $70 for non-members. And you can register for both of those opportunities through our website, again, through just clicking on Guild Events from the home page, and you can find both of those opportunities on our calendar. So we spent a lot of time talking, and we'd love to hear from you at this point. Any questions that you have about any of the resources that we've shared with you today, or just about the Guild in general, please feel free to write your questions in, and we're here to answer. We have a few more minutes here.
No questions.
James, do we have any questions?
We have one. Is there a specific place where we can connect with specific mentors through the Guild? Thank you, Melissa, for your question.
Sure. We don't have a formal program, but if you are interested in connecting with a mentor, we can often, let us know what you're looking for, and suggest some folks to contact. So yes, let us know what you're looking for, and we can help to facilitate that type of connection.
Very good. No more questions have come in yet, Heather.
Okay. Well, I can't thank you all enough for joining us. If you do have questions, as I said, about anything, please let us know. Ari is our fantastic member engagement coordinator, and she is dedicated to really helping you get the most out of your membership. And if you do have questions about how to access any of our online tools, how to connect with other members, how to find a resource, she is there to help you, and certainly we all are. So I can't encourage you enough to reach out to her. And also, we know that you know, we presented a lot of information to you today. If you would like you know, another tour through any of our online resources, you know, please let us know, and Ari would be happy to kind of show you some of them in more detail on a one-on-one basis as well. Anything else, James, before we end today's call?
That's it.
Okay. Well, thanks again so much for joining us, and thanks so much for being part of the Guild. We really appreciate your involvement and your participation. And have a great day.